Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm bringing in Piester again to review WarioWare. Get it together and let's see if this game is worth your 50 buckaroos.
The story mode's about 2 to 4 hours long. There are a bunch of mini games you have to complete within a couple of seconds. It's usually between 15 mini games to 20 mini games you have to complete, and at the end of each mini game there's usually a boss that you have to complete. There's also the characters that have a bunch of gimmicks to them, like teleportation, some kid on a skateboard using a yo-yo, and etc., and so on and so forth.
Just like what Piester mentioned before, many of these characters are a lot of fun to play, but there are some pretty much clone copies of each character, such as Kate and Ann and Dribble and Splits, which have the same abilities, but with the exception of their gimmicks in which they're only allowed to shoot in one direction. And there are many times where many of these clone characters in these mini games are absolute garbage. I mean, it's to the point where some of these characters just do not belong. And then when we're playing co-op together, there were many times where we're fighting against each other, even though it wasn't intentional. But for the most part, I enjoyed many of the stages, and my absolute favorite stage has to be the one with the 9-volt character, I believe, in Ashley stage, and some of the remix stages you get after beating the story.
Once you finally beat the story mode, you get to unlock the other modes that the game has to offer. The most fun mode that you can have, if you do have friends, which you don't, versus mode, where there are 10 different modes you get to choose from. Each mode has their own separate mini game and gimmick that you have to follow, like for example fighting the NPC, or if you're playing with your friend that doesn't exist. There is an online option to play. It's called Wario Cup, which is a leaderboard full of people who can do as many mini games as humanly possible. But what these mini games are different with the others are they're super fast and you can't really mess up too much. You have 4 lives, and once you lose all your lives, it basically shows a meter on how good you are within each game. After you're done with the online Wario Cup, if you make it to the leaderboard or not, basically it gives you this in-game currency called Wario coin, which you can use on a gacha machine to give you cosmetics, items, to upgrade your characters. Basically, every time you upgrade a character, it gives you a random item, like different clothing, different colors you can use.
Just like what Piester was talking about, there's a total of 20 characters, so if you are a completionist, this should be up your alley. And it adds even more things to do. Also, you do unlock these concept arts too, so it's a bit neat seeing that if you do care about these things, it is included inside the game as well. And also, I like the fact that you can play 2 players using one Joy-Con, so that's a plus. Seeing that these goddamn Joy-Cons are still going for over 80, and the fact that I had to trade over 10 games and buy the stupid membership just so I can get like a $10 coupon, but that's besides the point. I had a lot of fun with this game, and honestly, for $50, I think it's a bit overpriced, seeing that this game maybe only has like 6 to 8 hours of gameplay wise, but I'm sure you can wing it. But definitely wait for the sale for this game, because this is a solid 7 for me. And well, how do you feel about Picer? What would you give this game out of?
I gave the game an 8. Generally, the mini games are a lot of fun, but at points it did feel very frustrating. There was this one mission where you had to play as 5-volt, where she teleports, right? And in the mission, you have to squeeze a bunch of juice into a jar, if you know what I mean. To should have just be honest with you, WarioWare is a lot of fun. It's just very short. To be honest, I would recommend you buy it, but at the same time, not really, because there is a lot of things you could do, but you could finish it within an hour, and it's not really worth it, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, and just like what Piester said before, definitely wait for this game to go on sale. I mean, if you do want to pay the 50 bucks, it's up to you. But me personally, this is more of like a $20 to $30 game, but Nintendo's never going to let that happen, so yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.